The new city council will be voting to approve a new private club, but the police have concerns. I'll have more coming up.
U of A students affect the lives of others in Fayetteville. Find out how they did this one home at a time.
It's about connecting students with the community at large.
An Arkansas quarterback found himself behind something other than the offensive line. We will explain one Razorback's run-in with the law.
Good evening and welcome to UATV. I'm Clarissa Bustamante.
And I'm Erica Rankin. Thanks for joining us. Redshirt freshman quarterback Cole Kelly made headlines for something other than football.
Let's send it over to UATV sports reporter Caroline Hickman for more.
That's right. To make things worse, after the big loss in Baton Rouge, the 20-year-old was arrested under suspicion of driving while intoxicated and careless driving. The police report says the officer pulled Kelly over off of Weddington in Colorado around 4 in the morning after his passenger side tires hit a curb. Still wearing his foot brace, the officer excused Kelly from the walking portion of the field sobriety test. However, police say that Kelly refused to take a breathalyzer. But after being taken to the Washington County Detention Center, Kelly provided a urine sample. The quarterback's bond was set at $935 and police released him around 11. Today, head coach Brett Bielema announced Kelly's suspension. This decision will remain indefinite. Bielema says that he's going to have to do a lot of growing up in a short amount of time. It's a learning lesson that I hope he takes full advantage of. The QB will not practice this weekend or play in this weekend's game against Mississippi State. Stay tuned for the sports report later in the show. I'm Caroline Hickman.
Thanks, Caroline. This incident comes off of a lengthy board of trustees meeting concerning the future of the football program.
University officials met for over 4 hours last week. Trustees decided not to take any action in the firing of Brett Bielema or Jeff Long, even as of today. We called a few members on the board, but they've released no new information.
Well, Dixon Street is known for its bars and nightlife, and in a couple of weeks, the Fayetteville City Council will have to decide whether a new private club can open. UATV's Cassidy Gallagher is live with the concerns police have with opening a new bar in the area. Cassidy?
There aren't many people out right now, but on the weekend, there is no question that you'll see people all over Dixon Street. Just behind me is the building that could be the new VIP club. This possibility brings concern to the police department over the safety off this particular block of Dixon.
Some of our concerns were, adding more gas to the fire, which is Dixon Street.
Sergeant Anthony Murphy with the Fayetteville Police Department says members of the City Council are hearing thoughts and concerns of adding a new club off of Dixon. He says the police department has seen many problems in this area at the beginning of this year.
Fights and over-service of alcohol and intoxicated people being seriously injured. I mean, just fights in the area are pretty common, but people being seriously injured isn't common, and that happened several times.
Since August, Murphy says the police officers have tried many different approaches to keep this area safe, and he has seen a big difference. This includes more surveillance and extra lighting. With the addition of more officers on Dixon Street for safety, a new club would mean more officers.
Getting more manpower to the area, which has caused shortages in other aspects of the police department. When these officers are working overtime to work Dixon Street and they're working 7 days a week, I mean, that puts a lot of strain on not just the department, but the officers and their families.
One student at the U of A says he has witnessed many fights but hasn't seen any in the last few months.
Yeah, over here is the bar I usually see the fights at on Dixon.
He says he feels more safe with officers around.
As long as you're not doing anything wrong, they're just there to protect you.
Sergeant Murphy says the addition of a new club would add more people to the already congested area, and the police department is making sure their voice is heard.
Sergeant Murphy told me that there will be a meeting next week with City Council to discuss the plans of VIP Club. Reporting live in Fayetteville for UATV, I'm Cassidy Gallagher.
If the VIP club gets approval by the City Council, the applicant will be able to request a liquor license and move forward with the opening. Well, it seems like the overcast skies we saw over the weekend want to stick around.
But for how long? We'll send it over to UATV's Seth Campbell for what you can expect for the rest of the week.
Thank you, guys. That is right. If we take a look at our right now forecast, you'll be able to see that those clouds did stick around, not allowing the temperature to get very hot. 57 degrees right now with those clouds mostly cloudy, and I don't think that it's really going to get any better in the next few days, pardon me. If you take a look at the next map, you'll be able to see our current temperatures, not from just here, but around the state. In the capital city, you'll see it's 59 degrees. And it is also cooler up in the northeast. Take a look at the next map. You'll be able to see these temperature changes, 5-degree temperature change in Arkansas. And so you can expect that to continue. We have more later on in the broadcast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Seth. International Education Week celebrates the benefits of diversity within education worldwide. Today, University of Arkansas students and staff participated in International Dress Day by wearing cultural items or clothing from around the world. These items included hats, jewelry, or shirts that represent different countries. Participants shared the stories behind their clothing and information about their home country. Assistant Dean Rom emphasizes the importance of celebrating the diversity and cultures in the education community.
We represent 120 countries of the world. They're all here in Arkansas.
1,500 international students call the University of Arkansas home.
Students from various countries shared their recipes and planned with Chartwells to prepare cultural dishes. You can experience cultural bites at the Fulbright Dining Hall located in the Northwest Quads. Wednesday the 15th between 4 in the afternoon till 8 in the evening. Countries include Panama, South Korea, the Philippines, India, Bolivia, Nepal, and China. Different student organizations will not only share meals from their country, but parts of their culture.
The U of A crowned a new queen this weekend. Ashton Yarborough became the 53rd woman to hold the title of Miss University of Arkansas. Yarborough holds the position of student body secretary and belongs to the Chi Omega sorority. She decided on the grassroots movement Passion to Action as her platform for the upcoming year.
In preparation for this season of giving, one day gets set aside for giving back to your local community. Hundreds of Arkansas students participated in the Day of Giving. UATV's Hannah Bagley is live with the story.
Make a Difference Day occurs annually as one of the single largest days of nationwide service. I got the chance to sit and talk to some U of A students about their experience. Here's the story.
Make a Difference Day is a national day of service across the country. So people come together and they do service all in their local communities.
This day has been happening at the U of A for over 20 years. This year, the community had enough volunteers to complete around 75 different projects.
When we have 1,300 people going out and doing service for around 3 to 4 hours, that's a huge economic impact.
According to independentsector.org, the city of Fayetteville positively impacted its economy by over $125,000. The day is about more than monetary gain. It is geared at long-term service commitment.
I love when someone gets involved with a project at Make a Difference Day with some agency in Northwest Arkansas and then continues to volunteer with them, because I think that long-term service commitment is really special and they form relationships.
And locally, I feel like it helps people get to know their community and understand what their community needs.
One volunteer saw the need and took action to help the owner of the locally known Greedy Goats.
The VAC for Make a Difference Day kind of used this as an opportunity to get people to come out and help her with her goats and give them a nice new clean barn for them to be warm in. So they're gonna have a nice little place to hang out this winter, hopefully.
I've never used this. 1 hour of volunteer service is estimated to positively affect the economy by $24.14. For UATV, I'm Hannah Bagley.
This day shows that service improves both the economy and the lives of individuals.
Coming after the break, learn how the termination of one program can affect thousands right here in the U.S.
Welcome back to UATV. I'm Delaney Majors. According to the migration policy, millions of Central Americans live in the United States. Many of these individuals flee from the dangers of their own country in hopes of a new future. On Thursday, the U.S. government ended a legal way for kids in Central America to reunite with their families, leaving thousands of those children in limbo of how long they can actually stay in the States. We have UATV's Wendy Echeverria live to explain how the termination of this program affects some of U of A's students. Wendy?
In a statement released last week by the Department of State, the decision of ending the Central American Minor Program was due to the overall change of the U.S. refugee admissions. The Central American Minors, also called CAMP, started in 2014 under the Obama administration. The program helps kids from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, and it helps over 1,000 students. One Salvadorian American student says her cousin currently is trying to come to the U.S. because the gang violence is so bad.
They ask them at first if they can join, and then after they're like, okay, we're not asking anymore. Either you join or we kill you. It's a very dangerous place over there, and they're just, I don't think kids should be going through that, and they're just trying to come back here to come together again with their families or seek a better life.
The Trump administration is also removing the 1990 Immigration Act, also known as TPS, which protects thousands of immigrants from being deported and allows them to work right here in the U.S. Live for UATV, I'm Wendy Echeverria.
Thank you, Wendy. Officials say ending the program will not affect the chances of Central Americans getting into the country because they can still get in by applying to other programs. Organizations on campus sponsor the Power of Positivism for International Education Week. A visiting journalist from Zimbabwe will speak to students on the importance of positivity in the workplace. Farai Gonzo had to leave her country after being tortured and threatened for criticizing the government. The seminar will be from 4 to 5:30 in room 408 in the Science and Engineering building. That's what's making headlines around the world today. I'm Delaney Majors.
Rain early in the week along with a cold front moving in later on. All that and more when UATV returns. Welcome back to UATV. Let's take a look. This day in 1976, it was snowing 5.5 inches in Fayetteville. Unfortunately, that's not happening right now. If you take a look at the 5-day, you'll be able to see that on Tuesday, low of 51 with a high of 55, rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. If you go on and later in the week, it is going to warm up on Friday, high of 70, low of 44, but watch out on Saturday. That low will get you. Make sure you have a jacket. That's all the time we have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Seth. Fayetteville wants more 5G technology to be implemented across the city. UATV's Danny Paschal brings us details on how the NWA wants to improve wireless technology.
Fayetteville wants to speed up your wireless internet on devices such as your phone, but officials say that this technology could take a while to be implemented.
Fayetteville is currently working to keep up with the future.
And what the providers would like to do is begin to install the structures upon which they can add the new technology.
Fayetteville, along with several other telecommunication companies, want to speed up the wireless internet across the city.
So what would happen today if they were able to install their devices on new poles or existing poles? They would just densify their existing network. That's how it would work. And then they're laying the groundwork for installing the new types of antennas that is further densification and high speed when new technologies are designed.
Norton says most people won't notice this new technology.
Wanting to make sure we manage the permitting of these new devices so that they do fit into the streetscape and don't cause either safety or safety hazards or eyesore issues.
Reporting for UATV, I'm Danny Paschal.
Proposal was tabled last week at the City Council meeting. Reporting for UATV, I'm Danny Paschal.
Right now, the proposal still floats within the City Council. It's not clear whether or not this project will be passed. When we come back from the break, we'll take a look at the men's basketball team's season opener.
And also check back in to find out how the Lady Hogs looked on the court.
on a brighter note, basketball is officially back here at the Bud. The Razorbacks opened their 95th season here in Fayetteville against Samford. The men coasted by without a problem, completely dominating with the final score of 95-56. Senior stud Daryl Macon was named to the coach's preseason All-SEC team, and for good reason. Macon led the first half by opening 4 for 4 from the field and 3 for 3 behind the arc. He led the pack with 14 points at the break as the only player in double digits. Following this game on Sunday, the Hogs did it again with the final score of 101-73. The men trampled the competition with ease. Arkansas used its largest offensive output in 2 years to slaughter the Bison. Bucknell dropped a three-pointer to open the game. However, after a few back-and-forth baskets between the teams, the Razorbacks took control and pressed on, ultimately giving them the win. The Ball Hogs are set to be back in Bud Walton Arena this Friday at 7 p.m. to take on Fresno State. The Arkansas women's basketball team got its second win of the season against Samford at home on Sunday. The ladies took the court and ended the game with a final of 84-63. Throughout the game, 5 players racked up double figures. Junior Malika Monk led the team with 21 points and 9 rebounds. This is also her second consecutive game in double figures, where she previously racked up 18 points against Sam Houston State. Alongside Monk, Devin Cosper had 18 points. Freshman Taylor Thomas had a career best of 13 points. Jalen Mason hit 12 points. And the last of the 5 ladies, Kiara Williams, got a career high of 10 points. While the ladies are playing in the double digits, head coach Mike Neighbors is working in the triple digits. Neighbors gained his 100th career win on Sunday. Hopefully the team and Coach Neighbors can continue their gains in this upcoming away game collection. The Hogs are set to play Nebraska on Thursday. Following that, they will step up to Oral Roberts, and then they will test their game in the UTEP tournament later in November. Well, after an interesting week for Razorback sports, I am out of information for the evening. And when we come back for the break, we will have one last look at your local weather.
Welcome back to UATV. Let's take one last look at your weather. If you're going out tomorrow, it is going to be 55 degrees, a low of 51, and there is going to be rain early, probably on your commute to work. That's all we have for weather today, guys.
You know what, Seth? You are just such a ray of sunshine all the time.
I would have to agree. I love Seth.
Aw, guys, thank you.
You're so welcome. Well, compliments go a long way because it's World Kindness Day.
Studies show when others observe kindness in action, they're more likely to carry out an act of kindness. So, are you going to start a chain reaction?
I just might. That sounds like a great idea.
Well, that's all for tonight's edition of UATV. Thank you for joining us. I'm Erica Rankin.
And I'm Clarissa Bustamante. Don't forget to follow us on social media at UATV News, and have a great rest of your night.